Hello everyone and welcome to another video. This video I wanted to do a 2019 planner review or recap, then followed by a 2020 what I'm going to be using, so a 2020 planner lineup I guess we could call it. Should we get stuck in? I've got my main planner here. So for 2019 I switched from Erin Condren to a happy planner. I'm going to say so far in my planner life, I guess, probably the best decision I've ever made. This is the happy planner that I used for 2019. As you can see, it doesn't have a cover. All will be explained, but I absolutely loved this planner because I loved all the quotes. I love dark colours. I love stars, so having constellations and quite, I guess, well, this for example, this was the January divider. I just love the colouring in this planner so much. So that is what I used. Rating out of 10. I'm gonna go for a 10 out of 10 because this planner, honestly, it made such a massive difference in my planning routine and how organised I felt throughout the year, so I am really happy with it. Moving on to the next planner that I used in 2019 was this Doki book. This Doki book is my study planner. For all those who have watched my videos before, you know that I study online and at home, so I don't need to have school textbooks or anything because all of my information is on a computer. But I do like to take notes. I love to write, so this has served me well now for 2 years as my study planner, and it will be staying as my study planner throughout 2020, but we'll go over that again when I hit 2020 planner lineup. Okay, the next planner I'm going to show you is, can we call it a frenemy, I guess? This is my bullet journals now. My main bullet journal inside this traveller's notebook here, I don't even know quite what to say. I think it has changed and transitioned about 5 times over 2019. We started with a very plain vertical layout, it then went hourly, we then went back to just a vertical layout, we then went horizontal. I don't know why I did that, it didn't last very long. I've never been a horizontal girl. I don't know why I thought to switch it up, but I did. And then we've gone through to goal planning and project planning. So that's my main bullet journal. I'll explain what I'm going to be doing for 2020 in just a little second, and I am going to be doing a bullet journal flip through to show you my dummy run, I guess we could call it. I did one in December, how I was testing things out, how I wanted to do it. I've already set up January, so I'll be sharing that with you. Plus I've added in a couple of collection pages as well, so I'll be doing a full flip through it in another video that is to come, but I'll give you a brief overview. So that's this one, the top one here is my main one. The one below is my daily, it's not really daily, it's almost daily, it's whenever I feel like I need it, but it's a faith bullet journal. So whenever I want to research something or I have a question that I think needs to be answered, something I just want to put out there, to the universe, I write that in here. I also do gratitude in there because I feel like, a big part of faith or whatever path of life that you follow, being thankful for even being alive is such a big part of that. So that all happens in here. So that's my bullet journals. This chunky beast, here we go. This is my Kiki K planner. I have had this now for 3 years. This was the very first planner that was mine that I've owned. I had one planner beforehand. It was a Filofax and it was blue, but that was a one passed down from my mum. Used it for about a couple of months to see if I liked it, and then I got this. Okay, this also has had a little bit of a change in 2019. This was my Capture All Everything planner. Admittedly, it stayed at home. I didn't take it with me, so any events or appointments that were given to me whilst I was out and about, I just had to, remember until I got home. But everything else, all my information, the stuff that's about my home, about my family, that was all in here. A couple of months ago, I decided to take a lot of stuff out. I simply wasn't using it at all. I've added stuff back in, but I'll go through that in 2020. Okay, going into what I'm going to label as the failed experiments of 2019. We have 2 planners left to go. This is my A6 Paper Chase planner. I think this one was called Woodlands. They don't do the range anymore. It's very, very sad. I love this range, but I found it too late. I got this in the range closing down sale, I guess we could call it, when they were stopping this range altogether. Found it in the sale. My mum bought it for me as a present, and that was it. That was the end of the Woodlands range. Never to be seen again. If I open it up, I can show you. I just have lots of lined pages in here with prompts. This was supposed to be a journal. I really wanted it especially to be a 5-year one. I wanted to write perhaps a line or two every single day with the same prompt, and see how that evolved over 5 years. I did it for about 2 weeks, and then that was it. I never used this planner again. I'm a bit sad. It's a very, very beautiful planner. It's the only A6 one I have, so I'm a little gutted that I didn't use it throughout 2019, but I do have a plan for it now, which I think it will work, so I'm happy with that. But that's, failed experiment number 1. But that is the beauty with planning, that you can just adapt and change things, use them or not use them as you wish. The last planner that I had for 2019 was this one, my Santoro Gorgeous planner. This was supposed to be another faith planner, I guess you could call it. But in specific, this wasn't supposed to be a daily catch-all of the things that I did, the things that I thought. This was supposed to be just a pure fact-finding information holder. In my way of life, it's called a grimoire. So this is what it was supposed to be. However, I can just open it up. There's a divider. There's the front page. It's empty. I never started it. I really don't want to give up on this planner. It is beautiful. The reason why before I've been so reluctant in a way to use this planner is because of its size. It is a B5. Trying to find in the past loose B5 paper which didn't cost a fortune was hard. However, there have been some shops nowadays that are starting to open up to the B range. It was always been A before. B is usually done for books, but so that the B range is usually bound, which for a ring planner like this one it's no good because you don't want the pages to be stuck together already. However, again, there are some shops that are now starting to sell B5 paper, so I do want to start using this. So that was what I used for 2019. Overall, I think I've been pretty organised. I haven't used some aspects of my planners as much as I wish I had, and I think I've also overdone some of the planners more than I thought. I had, looking back at them now. But that is the beauty of planning. As I said before, you can just adapt and change as your personality changes. So moving on to 2020, I'm going to start with my main planner once again. I have stuck with the Happy Planner. This, you may recognise this cover because this is indeed the one that came with my planner last year, however with different discs. This planner was gifted to me by my mum. She bought an 18-month planner, but after a couple months decided it wasn't really working for her. However, I adore the Happy Planner. I love the stickers. I love the fact that it's pretty sizey, and this is only the classic size. This is not the big Happy Planner, but it's perfectly big enough for me and for everything that I do. So I've just taken out the months that were from 2019, so I've got the big discs still, which are perfect for when I do fill out with stickers, but the design inside is beautiful. I've already put in a couple of stickers in already, as you can see, but look at that. All of these have these, it's, I would say botanical, it's all plants and flowers, and I love this. Almost the textured, the paper itself isn't textured, but the pattern around it is, and I really do like this planner. So yes, I'm sticking with a vertical Happy Planner. Just gonna take you to a weekly so you can see how it compares. Here we go, so this is a weekly. It's a little bit different to my 2019 planner in that this part here was always black, no matter what month it was. In my old Happy Planner, everything was black. It was very, very neutral. So this month I am going to be dealing with a little bit more colour. We also didn't have flowers down the side here in my other planner, so I don't really mind too much because again it's botanical, it's very, very natural, and I do love nature, so it doesn't really bother me. But it is a very small difference between the two planners. But other than that and the size of the discs, there is no difference, and I will not be using it in a different way either. So, going back through the planners of 2019, I have, as I said before, I have taken a lot out of this. I mean, it's still pretty chunky, but instead of it being a complete catch-all, this only has the basics now. I will give a little bit of a flip through here. So for example, the first thing is just basic information, important dates to remember, things like birthdays, anniversaries. We then have my finances, which I won't show on camera. We then have business information, but again, very, very basic. I don't have an awful lot of detail in here because I'm trying to separate that into different planners. And then I just have my certificates in here for the courses that I've done. So yeah, I've taken a lot of stuff out of this planner, but I think that's probably a good move. I wasn't using a lot of it anyway, so I was just using up a lot of space. But other than that, I am still going to be using this, still filling it in, and we're good to go. My study planner is staying exactly the way it was, still using it for study, no different. Moving on to my bullet journal. As I said before, I am going to do a proper flip through, but just as a quick sneak peek, this is how I'm going to be laying out my monthly overview pages now. So, I've already decorated and started January. I've got plants here, goals on this section, and then each goal will be broken down even further onto goal pages. I won't go too much into detail just because there is another video coming up and I'm going to go really into depth as to why I've laid it out the way that I have, why I think it's beneficial to me and to other people. 2020 will be the year that I stay in my bullet journal for a whole year without missing a month. Don't hold me accountable, please. I'm not sure if that's going to work or not, but we can try. My faith journal is staying exactly the same. This one, journaling is not happening in this planner. It didn't happen in 2019, I don't think it's going to happen in 2020. So this is becoming my on-the-go planner. I've never had an on-the-go planner before, so this is new. But I'm going to be doing just very, very casual future log. I'm going to use the lined paper that's already in there. I don't want to be, spending a lot of money on inserts, but I have loads of paper in there that has not been used. So I do a brief future log. Again, appointments, events can go in here instead of me having to try to remember. And then I'm going to use it for on-the-go finances and grocery lists and shopping lists and stuff like that. So I can just write it all down in here, take it out with me. If I forget something, it's in there. Don't have to worry about it anymore. I think we are on to the new stuff. So, the next thing that I'm on to is this journal here. Admittedly, it's not a planner. Apart from one thing, we are out of planners now. But I have a lot of notebooks, and so I thought I would include my notebooks in this planner video with you as well, in case you also have a lot of notebooks that you need to use up. I have had this unicorn journal since I was 13. That's 8 years ago now. I still haven't used it. The reason why, it was handmade just for me, and honestly, I'm gonna flip. This is the kind of artwork that is inside, and I've been way too scared to use it, to be completely honest with you. It is beautiful, and I said to myself, one day I'll have an idea that will last me for life. So I'm not going to be afraid to use the planner, but it's going to be meaningful. The idea that I'm going to use this journal for are letters. I'm going to do these letters to me, past me, future me. I want to see how I grow, how I adapt, how I evolve through certain things in life. And I felt like since my 21st birthday, this would be a really good time to jump into this. Got a lot of years under my belt now, many, many, many more to come. So I want to write myself letters and write letters to the universe. So that is what that's for. The one final planner that I've got in my lineup for 2020 is this, the Trig Life Mapper Daily Planner. I got this for Christmas. I'm very, very happy about it. Again, got slightly darker colour, and I like the almost, I guess, globe effect. That's on the front. But at the moment, I do all my daily planning on my phone. I set reminders to myself, an alarm saying start this now type of thing. As much as I love my phone, and I probably will keep alarms on there just because I am very, very forgetful otherwise, I don't want to have to rely on my phone for everything. So I want to try and minimise how much technology I am using, especially when at night time. The one thing that I do before bed is set my alarms for the next day, set my digital to-do list up for the next day. Of course, you're then using a lot more light and technology just before you go to sleep, which isn't good for you. So as much as I can do on paper, the better, in my opinion. So I'm going to try and do some daily planning in this. I do think it'll work. Again, I probably will still have my digital to-do app. I can't take this everywhere. It's A5 and it's pretty thick, so it won't fit in all of my bags, so I can't take it everywhere and anywhere with me. But on the whole, I think it'd be a good addition just to sit on my desk and I can go, that's done, what's next? So that's my last planner for 2020. I've got a couple more journals I want to be using. I've got this Hufflepuff notebook for Christmas, as you may have seen in my Christmas video. It's just plain lined paper. I love brain dumps. I really do love a good brain dump. So I've decided that this will be my brain dump planner. Things, even if you are super organised and probably too organised like I am, there are still times when you can lose track of things and feel overwhelmed, and so I felt like having a brain dump notebook is actually really helpful. So when I do get into those patches of where I feel like everything's getting on top of me, I can write down all my aspects of life in here and sort through them. What do I want to be dedicating my time to? What will benefit me in 5 years' time? So that's what this is for. We then have these 3 notebooks from the Disney store, which I also got for Christmas. These will become my new journals. I still want to do journaling prompts. I feel like journaling is a very good way to self-discovery and self-help. So I don't want to give up on journaling, but I feel like perhaps a structured 365-day journaling prompt system, perhaps, it got a little bit overwhelming, put me off a little bit of writing, so I don't want to have so much of a structure anymore. If I wake up and feel like I need a journal and I want to do my morning pages, then these are the notebooks that I will be turning to. The last thing that I want to share with you today is not a planner and it's not a journal, but it's this. The Christina Carlson Your Dream Life Starts Here book. It's very, very yellow. I'm sorry. Again, it isn't a planner and it's not a notebook, but I'm using this every month to help me decide what I'll be getting up to in the month to come. I'm going to show you the very first exercise. So here it is. This is the very first one. And the idea of this book is to allow yourself to think of anything that you have ever wanted to achieve, all the dreams that you've lost since you were a child, and you can just write them down without pressure, without stigma, without worries. So you can just write down everything that you want to achieve now, then, or in the future. You can then go through this book and really dive deep into why you want to do the things that you want to do and how it's going to affect you. I also agree with Christina. You have to be able to dream in order to be able to achieve. If you do not have a goal in sight, you don't know where to start. And so I really want to go through this book, use this book to then create my goals and aspirations for the year, which I can then plan out further in the planners that I've already showed you. So I know technically not a planner, it's a bonus tip, but I will also be using this on a monthly basis. So there we go. That is my big planner lineup for 2020. It's pretty hefty. We've got quite a few planners here. I mean, I've actually only got one extra planner. A couple more notebooks, but you can never have too many notebooks. But we're still sticking with the happy planner, and I am very, very, very happy about that. So, of course, happy planners make you happy. That concludes my video for today. Let me know down in the comments what you are using for 2020 to get your life organised. And if you like this video, don't forget to like and comment down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. But until next time, bye guys.